Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once more to my channel, Miles Tech here. And welcome once more to another episode of Let's Talk About. This time around, I will be tackling once again fanfiction, and in this case, I already covered what I consider two decent to fairly good fanfics, Morta's Priest the Leaf Naruto and the Naruto Mikoto time travel one, whose title escapes me at the moment. Today I hate to be the bearer of terrible news, bad news. Today I'm covering Fate's Gamble. What is Fate's Gamble? Well, the summary that you see on your screen doesn't really help you understand it. Fate's Gamble is a terrible fanfic for starters where Selreg, not actually Selreg, and I will tackle in a few minutes or less his character, decides to conduct an experiment. What are his goals? What are the parameters? Who knows? He just does random crap and thing happens. In this case, Harry somehow lands on the island of the Gorgons, where he is promptly adopted by Euryale and Steno, whose only characterization when this was written around circa 2013 was from the visual novel Fate Hollow Ataraxia, and I believe it was in a flashback with Medusa, or Ryder as she is also known, her preferred name. The part where Harry finds the Gorgons in paper, it's well and good. In fact, you can make quite an interesting tale with just that, by having Harry wish to not be with the Dursleys anymore, to be anywhere but there. And between his magic, the soul fragment, I actually believe Rowling has said that gods are a thing in her setting, that Hestia or somebody else it's mixed with the runes. I'm not too sure, but I won't consider it unlikely, given that she also said that before, in the 18th century, where plumbing was added to Hogwarts, wizards just shot randomly on the floor and banished their shit and used their magic to wipe and clean their own asses. And I'm not joking, you can look that stuff there. So you can look all the stuff online. It's kinda crazy. Anyway, returning to the point. You can have Harry wish to not be there. You can have Harry wish to be somewhere else, and you can have his magic answer, and given the shenanigans that exist with his Horcrux fragment, or rather Voldemort's Horcrux fragment that is embedded in his forehead, he ends in the island. You can even borrow some of Steno and Euryale FGO traits, that's Fate Grand Order for those who don't know, traits and personality, mix it with Hollow Ataraxia's information to create two OCs. and then start building the relationship. You can have them simply adopt Harry. They are goddesses. They are Greek relevant Greek mythos characters. They are fairly relevant Greek mythos characters that you can just dismiss entirely, and you can just make stuff up. But consider that, start building the relationship so that eventually they add him as a member of their family. In fact, you can cut away the entire fate element except for borrowing bits and pieces of the backstory to build as a base, to build your bases, to your to make your structure be solid. And this fanfic completely fails at it, and it starts with Selrech. Okay, this isn't going to be brief, I'm afraid, but you're probably asking yourself if you aren't you are a recent Fate fan, or you are just someone who saw maybe the Dean anime and didn't bother with a follow-up. Selrech is a true magician, a magician if you will, wielder of one of the very lasting few true magics. Ring gives an explanation in the light novel, suffice to say that true magic is basically spells and all that jazz that hasn't been able to be replicated by science. Long ago, making fire was a true magic, but as mankind progressed and civilization progressed too, when they figured how to make fire, it lost that qualification, that status, and became reduced to something else. Selrech in particular is the wielder of the kaleidoscope. I'm sorry for taking a bit, but these details aren't ones that I visit often and aren't exactly super relevant in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, kaleidoscope is a true magic that deals with a single thing: the operation of parallel worlds. What does it mean? Well, it lets, at the very least that we know of, it lets Selrech draw a lot of power from those parallel worlds and use it to enhance whatever he's doing or should, as Rin did near the finale of the Heavensfield route in the original visual novel, a gigantic laser beam. And that's not all. Selrech is also capable of moving people across dimensions, which is why he created two items, the Kaleidosticks, Kaleidostic Ruby and Kaleidostic Sapphire. The problem comes here. Ruby is just a gigantic troll and a gigantic pervert in one package. And the impression that some of us have is that those two don't get along. This is mostly implied because Selrech sorta doesn't have Ruby, and in fact sealed it within a chest and dumped it on the Tosaka's home and forgot about it. If he truly was the malicious troll, the insane being that fandom tends to portray him as, then I have no reasons to doubt, the Kaleidostic Ruby will be super attached to Selraj, which it isn't. Sapphire is the more down to earth of the duo. So, how is this relevant? Well, Nasu has also said that Selraj is partially based off a certain JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, Jotaro Kujo, a rather strict, no-nonsense, a bit of a stone-faced person. He's also stated that Selraj is a man who laughs at good and rages at evil. You can find this in the Typhoon Wiki. I don't recommend usually the Typhoon Wiki, so what I'm going to suggest for people is to look up Selraj, scroll all the way down, and look at the citations. The citations, aka the sources, it's where Nasu says this. And I don't have a tab prepared for that since I just finished reading Fate's Gamble and I want to give my honest thoughts before before they slip away in the sheer bafflement and rage I'm feeling. So going a bit backwards, let's go a few steps back, okay? You can have Harry land on Gorgon Island, and you can have these bits and pieces of Steno and Aurealis character be there. The long time in isolation with only themselves kinda has left them starving for human interaction, or rather interaction with other beings. There is also the fact that, at least in Nasu lore, those two regret to a great degree having bullied Medusa how they did it. It's one of the reasons why Medusa became a monster. So you can have that, and you can have this conflict where Harry is at first seen upon as not a sacrifice, but rather a follower of the religion. They are goddesses, that he's a worshipper. And you can start with that. And you can have Harry just follow along, because Harry is honestly at that point attention starved. He's starving for good attention, and you can start using this to slowly build the relationship where Harry slowly is being seen less as a worshipper and more as of their little brother. You can even culminate this, I believe, or this is me spitballing, but you can even culminate this phase of the character development with Harry receiving his Hogwarts letter on the Gorgon Island. This alone would set a bit of a heartbreak, because they must separate, albeit temporarily, but they must part ways. And they actually can say, "This is Harry Potter, he's my little brother." Either of them. You can have this impressive dynamic switch if you want to. And I believe that's a solid basis for a good story. Fate's Gamble, instead of following this route, goes what we call wonking. It kinda turns Harry into this super powerful character that has a lot of women after his male reproductive part, and I'm not saying the P word for a simple reason. I'm not sure if YouTube can punish me or impose some kind of penalty. So I'm gonna try to keep it somewhat PG